What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? We know it has been a minute. We know, but we're back.
We back,
And
man.
we want to welcome you to episode 7
Number
of the
7.
Dead Man's Mic podcast, a Halloween Horror Nights podcast. And Craig, I don't know about you, but we're a month out. We're less than a month out.
Dude, we here. We
And
made
it,
it.
it feels like HHN, bro. It feels like
It feels like I want. It feels like I want to go to the airport right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I need to be an MCO seeing that ugly ass carpet
Now,
right now. Right
seeing it
now.
now,
Bro, Craig, what's up, man? How you been, dude? What you been up to?
man. Um, man, I've been great, man. We just got finished with GhoulieCon not too long ago.
Yeah, it was an awesome,
Um,
awesome
been
time.
been a lot of announcements uh in terms of HHN and in terms of Howl-O-Scream, which we are going to discuss both right now. And I'm just pumped up, counting down the days till we head to Lambert, head to MCO, head to LAX, and it's gonna be time, man.
Yeah, dude, it's coming up. It's definitely coming up. I'm feeling good too, man. For those of you who don't know, if you're new here, this is our season. Like this
Straight up.
is all year long. Like this is what we wait on, and now we're here. We're ready for another year of Horror Nights, another year of Howl-O-Scream, Not Scary Farm, you
Oh
name it.
yeah,
We're ready for all of that shit.
this is what
And
we
we're
live
going to
for.
all of that shit. It don't matter. We're going to
Yeah.
everything, man. Um, there's a lot to unpack because we haven't recorded in a while, and a lot has been announced since we recorded. So let's hop right into this, man. We have gotten plenty of scare zones, a couple more houses, and all of the announcements have been big and they've been received very well. So, the very first scare zone that we have that has been announced for Horror Nights Orlando is the origins of horror. Let's talk about it. So, personally, I want to go back to the was that Spooky Empire over the summer when they announced El Artista.
Yep.
So let's go back to that and let's talk about how the creative team definitely spoke on that gothic, just that gothic aesthetic.
Yes.
That's what they really want to do. They really want to have the stained glass windows, the gargoyles, all that kind of stuff. And I think that you will definitely get that here. Shout out to Fear and Beer podcast. They have been in the parks giving us scare zone updates, construction updates, not just Fear and Beer. So many. HHN365 has been out there. HHN Speculation, Matt, he's been out there dropping so many pictures, man. So we've been able to be updated because we can't be in Orlando at the moment. But dude, it looks really good from what I've seen. Craig, what you think about this zone, man? I think this one might set the tone.
So for those that don't know, this scare zone will be the entry point scare zone where where Minion Land is at the front of the park.
Yep.
And this normally this scare zone what it usually does is it invites you in. It pulls you into the HHN. And from what I'm hearing about this scare zone and how it looks from all the bloggers out there that are covering giving us construction updates. It looks pretty solid. It looks
Yeah.
pretty good. I feel like it's gonna. Think it's gonna appeal to everybody. I think what they're going for here um, is a callback to the original. Excuse me. They're basically harkening back to the original ways of HHN in terms of like not necessarily icons, but like um, well, let me scratch that. It might be some nods to icon. I'm not saying it's going to be all the way icons, but it's just going to be a little call back to what has come before. And so that's what makes me really excited about this scare zone. And the potential of it sounds very promising.
Yeah.
What you think about it?
Can only agree with you. It definitely sounds very promising. You know me, man. I think for me, especially when it comes to HHN, and this might just be because I work in a haunted house and I act as well, all about the detail and the immersion of the environment. And this scare zone, if I can feel that like chilling feel in my heart by looking at the pictures during broad daylight, I can only imagine what this is going to look like at night
Oh
during the
yes,
event. Like you said, to a point, this is the zone that's going to be the entry point. So if this zone isn't hitting on all cylinders, then it may not set the tone for the rest of the event. And so, also with it being called the origins of horror, my big thing with that is origins means lore. It means where it comes from. Where did it
exactly.
start? You know what I'm saying? So just to piggyback off what you said, this is definitely going to fall back type of thing is what I'm thinking. So very
Yeah,
excited to see the actors in this zone. Very excited to see what kind of atmosphere they can create because it seems very atmospheric. So
yeah,
that is definitely what I'm excited about, the most with this.
yeah. Again, this scare zone has a lot of potential in it. I think this is gonna be. I think this scare zone just might be the most visually captivating scare zone, just because
Yes.
again you're gonna be entering through the gates into this scare zone. This scare zone is gonna be the very first thing you see. So they gotta go all out with this one. So again,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm definitely looking forward to it. And to be honest, every zone that has been announced has really kind of sparked my interest. I think I said this on the last episode, but this horror night event for Orlando just feels different.
Yeah,
It literally feels different. And when I say different, I think all of the true HHN fans are just going to know what I mean. I can't really explain that, but it just feels different. There hasn't been anything that's been announced to where I'm like, I don't know. I'm not positive. Even the stuff that I don't have a whole lot of knowledge about, I'm still excited for. And so that kind of takes us straight into the next zone. And this is one that I really like. I like this type of vibe anyway, because to me, it's kind of an ode to kind of like that Bayou culture and things like that.
yeah.
And this is called The Masquerade, man. Dance with Death. Craig, where you at with this one, man? I'm excited about this.
So with this one, honestly, with when you saying like that Bayou aspect, with this year entirely, I'm getting like a gothic, very Bayou, very voodoo esque year. And so, but what's interesting about this scare zone is that it's giving me my like a gothic vampire feel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
even though it's a even though it says masquerade, it like the theming of it just gives like undercover, uh, uh, well, vampires hidden in plain sight. But
And if I'm not wrong, I think that is the vibe that they're going for with this. This description says, yeah, you're right, Craig. It says you're invited into a masquerade ball where bloodthirsty vampires lurk behind ornate disguises. When their masks fall, you'll become their prey. So to
you know what I'm
me,
saying?
it's like an even darker version and a very dark gothic European version of Vamp 69.
That's what I was literally gonna say. Because
That's what I
Vamp
think.
69, man, I'm telling you, I love Vamp
Dude,
69.
I went to Hollywood that year, but I heard Vamp was turned. I heard it was lit every
Listen,
time
we
you
was
went
all
through it.
I was letting y'all know in the chat. I was literally like, listen, Vamp 69, the vibes, the music, the 60s era, the late 60s, early 70s era music they was playing. Everybody knew it. Everybody was singing along. Everybody was having a good time. Like, bro, when I tell you
Absolutely.
the vibes of that, that might be like one of the very best scares. That might be the best scare zone I've ever witnessed. But this year and this scare zone in particular has the potential to be even better than it. So
Yeah.
so color me excited.
Yeah, I'm definitely sold on it. Especially because I didn't get to experience Vamp, but literally along with you, Craig, like everybody that I've talked to in the community, everybody was like, Vamp was the shit. Like they didn't have
It
nothing against
was.
Vamp. It was that lit. So
Yes.
definitely looking forward to what Masquerade Dance with Death can bring. And do you know where this one will be in the park? I know there's a map somewhere, but I know we don't have it queued up.
So I think this is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be where Vamp 69 was.
Oh, okay. So is
Yeah,
that in New York?
yeah. So in the New York area, right by,
Yeah.
I think where Jason Universe and where I think in that spot because that's where Insidious and Triplets of Terror was last year. I think that's where um, Jason Universe and I think um, Dolls Let's Play Dead is gonna be.
Got it. Okay, gotcha. And yeah, that's a cool area for real. That's where Torture Fair was last year. For those who may not know the actual theme, and Torture Fair was that deal too.
Yeah, I
So
love Torture Fair.
Torture Fair was very nice. So I like that they're keeping this like dark European vibe because he went from Torture Fair was like old medieval like Ireland, Wales, like
Hmm.
that type of vibe. And now we've gone from that to like just I don't even know the area to pinpoint within your like Europe or Germany, Belgium, like that kind of like that sector right there. This should be
Yeah.
dope, man. This should be dope. So
Oh yeah.
that brings us into the next scare zone. And now this one, dude, this one. All right, look. I'm very excited for this because this one feels like an ode to all of us being kids and falling in love with what Halloween was. Like this just feels like Halloween night, you going out and trick or treating. It's cold. There's mist in the air. You know what I'm saying? Like that vibe is really painted with
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah.
that is going to
Crooked
be the
Lane.
cat lady of Cricket Lane. The cat lady of Cricket
Yeah.
Lane,
Now
bro.
what I've heard about this scare zone and what I've seen so far, this has the potential to be a really great scare zone. And this is where this is a scare zone by the lagoon and right by right by ET and DreamWorks Land.
Okay,
And
yes.
you
Okay.
know where them swampy looking trees are because that's the trees give off the vibes every single time.
The
And from
tree's
what
gonna help you every time, bro.
only
Every time.
and from what I've seen, how everything's set up, I'm like this is literally giving off, literally walking through the neighborhood, like you said, on Halloween night, on a cold Halloween night, and then run into a cat lady, and you get turned to cats.
Yeah,
You
right.
you
It's
you
pretty.
get
It's
too
pretty
you get
simple.
too you get too curious, and you turn to cats.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Don't go around snooping or they'll get you. That's it. That's literally what's happening.
What you
The
thinking about this, man?
dude, well let's check out the description. So the description says travel down a spooky winding path to a mysterious home where trick-or-treaters are transformed into feral felines. Be careful or you'll be next. Exactly what you explained. So this is a play on us being kids for one. This is a play on true Halloween lore. People have been saying, HHN, bring back the Halloween vibe. Like, we want to just be in the element of just true Halloween lore and nostalgia. And they have really built that here. Also, this is another zone. Even the pictures I'm seeing during the day, it looks dope. It
Uh-huh.
looks good. I feel that there's going to be a lot of mist, a lot of pumpkins, a lot of orange, a lot of it's just gonna feel nostalgic, and that's I'm
It's a
very
lot of
excited
old.
for it.
It's a lot of old decaying clothes and candy
Yeah,
already.
man, it is
Candy
old.
buckets and everything, man.
Uh-huh. It is old school, classic Halloween vibes, and that I can't wait. I can't
And
wait
another
for it.
thing, I saw um, yesterday when I was watching a construction update on uh, Heinbach's theme park shark.
Okay,
Um,
yep.
he was going through the scare zone, and they had full like storybook pages of following the story too. So you won't get
Yeah.
so the further you get into the scare zone, the more of the story you're gonna follow. And I think that's just a neat detail. And that's just so dope what
I mean,
Halloween Horror Nights has done, man.
yeah, and stuff like that is always going to push it and push it and push it a little further.
The attention to detail is crazy already.
Yeah.
And we not even like we so close. That just tells me that we just so close, man.
We so close. We're not even there yet, but we so close. So
Yeah.
that one I'm very excited for. Now this next one, I'm not gonna say that I'm not excited for it because, like I said, there's nothing on this list that has made me be like, I'm not sure. But this theme, though, that we're about to talk about is one that I feel it's been overused a little bit, and I don't know how much longer that they can continue to build things around this kind of a property.
Hmm.
And that would be toxic 20s. Mutations, toxic 20s. This is another scare zone. I want to say this one will be taking place where Blumhouse was last year. I want,
You know what? Um, I was wrong about Masquerade because this is gonna be where Vamp 69 was.
so this will be in New York.
Right,
Masquerade will
this is gonna
be
be in New
by
York.
the lagoon.
Masquerade is gonna be where Blumhouse was.
So by Transformers over that way.
It's gonna be by it's gonna be by because Blumhouse is where Fast and Furious is right now.
Got it. Okay.
So
Cool.
um so we so Mutations Toxic 20s, this actually fits the New York theme too.
It
And the thing
does. It does
and
fit that.
see and the thing about this scare zone is that um it's it's interconnected within the the Bugs Eaten Alive house because the same company um has the same company that's in that house, their truck crashed and it's filled with like toxic waste and just spills in the New York streets, and then everybody just turning to mutants.
Right. It's because this says in the 1920s neighborhood of BuzzCon, that same company from
Yep,
Bugs Eating Alive. So the true HHN fans will catch it. But if you weren't there,
exactly.
if you don't know, if you skip that house from 2022,
You won't
this
get it.
goes right over your head.
It
You won't get it.
does.
But this truck with radioactive cargo crashes into a mobster getaway car, sending the city into toxic pandemonium. So this is dope. Like, this is not bad. This is not bad at all.
I'm
Especially,
actually I'm actually pretty excited for this. I
yeah,
really
I mean, with them building on the 1920s aesthetic, right?
yeah.
That kind of
Hmm.
adds another element because if they didn't do that, this is just another radioactive power plant type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Which
Exactly.
it I get it because in the haunt world, that's an easy theme to create and and to build. But I do think that this will be cool. I'm definitely excited for it. I definitely want to see it in action. But I'm excited for it. I'm definitely not against it, especially now that you said it's in New York and not where Blumhouse was. It makes sense now for it
Yeah,
to
like
be on the New York side.
the interconnectivity between between houses and scare zones is that's just what makes things very interesting because you can literally just pull from the house, put it in a put it in a scare zone and vice versa because ideas can just stem from hey, there's a little bit like this scare zone. Hey, let's just pull from the company BuzzCon.
Right.
They had a failed product in Buzz Eating Alive. Let's just do the same thing in the scare
Right.
zone, and they already have, you know, um, they already have toxic waste. Let's just, you know, veer off from that continue in a way continuing a storyline, and then boom,
A building from that.
build a whole world building, literally
Right.
world building.
No, I'm about it. I have no complaints. No complaints. We're
Yeah,
looking good, man. We're looking good. Now,
very solid.
we got to transition real quick into something that is very cool and very interesting to me. We got, how many was that? Four scare zone announcements, but to follow that, we got an experience
Mm.
announcement. Please, if you have never been to HHN, please know that they are very literal and that their wording means whatever they said, that's exactly what they mean. If they didn't say scare zone, what I'm about to bring up next is not a scare zone. This is an experience. This is going to be something different. Everybody knows at Horror Nights, we're going to go hang out in Mills. We have to go by Mills. That's the
Yep.
tradition. We got to go by the die-in. So let's talk about Mills die-in zombies. Now, there wasn't much of a description here, but what we do have is brave all new street experiences that take the horror to new heights, featuring zombie car hops, undead DJs, and more. Now, they still say the details are coming soon. We have not received any further details about this, but to me, it sounds like Males Die In and then the club horror experience are going to be put together,
Hmm.
and that the team members that are working within Males Die In are going to be zombies now. I think they're bringing the HHN character lore inside of that restaurant.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I think. I think they will be dressed up as like 50s car hops. They will have dialogue. They will be very, scary. Just kind of think about like the Thriller video from Michael Jackson and kind of take that old school horror vibe and put that in Mel's Die-In. It's kind of what I think. Because you got to think about it. You know how many people pack Mel's every night during HHN?
Literally,
You got to make it an experience.
you
People
got
are
to.
going to go hang out there. So it's like, shoot, let's make it an
And then they
experience.
gonna have a whole DJ that's gonna keep the vibes going.
They're vibing with the
Yeah,
DJ.
yeah. Like this,
Dude,
like when I think, uh, just when I think Universal can't up the ante, they do it every time. They
and
just
that
do
was
it.
it right there.
Yep.
That was it right there. Because you got to think about it also. There are a lot of people that go to HHN just to be in the mix. They might do like one or two houses, but they're really not there for the houses. They're there for the vibes, the shows, the food, the experience.
Hmm.
So to me, I feel like this was for that crew of people. Let's make sure that everybody that comes through the gates, everybody that comes into this park, let's make sure that we're giving them something, giving them a reason to stick around and have a good time and enjoy themselves. I think a lot of people, when they hear HHN, they think, oh, I can't go to that because I don't do haunted houses. It don't matter. We got experiences. We've got photo ops. We got merch, themed food, themed drinks. We've got all kinds of things for you to do. You don't even have to go to the houses. So it's all about that experience.
They literally have stuff for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like it's definitely getting better and better and better every year with the experience and just the inclusion piece. Like trying to make
Hmm.
sure that people feel included. Like, let's listen to the fans. Let's see what they want. Let's really do it.
Yeah, that's what it's all
So
about.
and we're gonna stay on the experience tangent for a second, bro. And I feel like we might be talking about this next one for a minute. But an experience is not an experience without the return of Nightmare Fuel. Circus of
Um,
Decay is on the way. The Fuel Girl crew, they're already here. They're in Orlando. They already
yep,
in the US. They're
yep.
practicing. They're getting ready for the show.
They are pumped.
Dude, Craig, I think I'm as pumped as I've ever been for Nightmare Fuel this year.
Yeah, because like the show last year was so
Woo.
good. That might have been the best Nightmare Fuel show
Dude, it was
besides
so
the
good.
Revenge Dream one the year before.
Right.
Um, Now with Circus of Decay, I think this is a continuation, just like how the previous Nightmare Fuel shows are. I think this is a continuation of the show last year,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
somehow they're going to be connected. And as the Nightmare Fuel team does, they do their best. They go all out. They give amazing performances. Shout out to the Fuel Girls. Shout out to the
Major
team.
shout out.
Um, the performances, like Nick said, if you guys have not seen Nightmare Fuel, this year is the year to see it,
Yeah.
because don't think that you're gonna be missing out on houses. Like, if you think that way, then that's why they have the Rush of Fear passes and everything like that, so you won't
Yep.
really miss out on much. But even if you don't have a lot of time, even if you're there for a night or two, do not miss Nightmare Fuel. Do
And
not.
that and what you just said, Craig, was such a good point. Please do not go to Horror Nights and only focus on the houses. I think that's something I messed up on my very first HHN was
I
that
did too.
when I walked in the door, I was house, 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 house. That's it.
And nothing else. Literally
Yeah.
nothing else. And that was on me, because you miss out on so much stuff, including Nightmare Fuel.
Uh-huh.
Like, you'll miss out on like dope stuff. And you don't
Yeah.
know you don't know who you'll meet. You don't know who you'll run into, literally. And it's like one of the like Nightmare Fuel is like um it's like one of the most insane dope shows I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's
Like the
awesome.
amount of work put into this does not go unnoticed.
Yeah.
Does not go um, by the wayside, because these people who are true to their craft do an amazing, flawless job
And there's
every single show.
and there's so much work put into it for them to do
So
it
much.
every night, multiple times a night. You almost want to feel that like I need to go support them. Let me go show them my support because they have come over here and they're putting this on for us. You know what I'm saying? Like that show was so immersive last year. The playlist was awesome. The team members beforehand getting everybody hyped up before the show
Yeah,
starts. That's a part of the tradition. I have to see it
it's
every year, man.
it's literally
And
tradition.
and what you were saying, Craig, this is I really feel that Nightmare Fuel has I feel like we have now entered a true story with Nightmare
Mm-hmm.
Fuel. Because
Yeah.
last year, I can't remember the story in full, but I feel like he was trying to either find the girl or save her from something.
So the guy he was trying to save the enchantress, or whatever, the enchantress of the
Right,
circus, from dying at the end.
right.
He doesn't succeed, unfortunately, but it like the show was amazing, obviously, but the storyline keeps you on the edge of your seat, because it's like,
Hmm.
oh, is he gonna save her? Is he gonna not? Is he gonna save her? Like, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So
And was last year Nocturnal Circus? Is that what it was called?
I think so.
So I just put something together in my head right now, just with what you just said. If last year was Nocturnal Circus, the girl dies at the end of the Nocturnal Circus. What
Mm-hmm.
happens when you die? Your body starts to decay, and this is called Circus of Decay. Part two,
Uh,
baby. Part two.
see,
Part
and
two on the
then
way.
maybe this is uh maybe this is redemption.
Right. Is this redemption? Is this reincarnation? Is
You
this
know.
what are we getting?
Uh-huh.
So I'm definitely
Um,
excited about it.
and the thing about the shows at HHN, they like when I tell you, like when the first ever Nightmare Fuel show came, people really were kind of like iffy on it because of the legacy that Bill and Ted's Excellent Halloween Adventure carried with it,
Right.
and this has very well succeeded. This has succeeded in every phase. So
Yep.
hey, we're gonna be excited. We're gonna be there. And if you go
Oh,
to
yeah.
if you go to Nightmare Fuel, you need to either catch the first or the last show because those shows have the most energy and they have the most energy, the most crowd, well, I mean, all the crowds, all the shows are basically gonna be sold out. But those two shows in particular, the first and the last show of the night, have the most energy, the best enthusiastic crowd.
And you got to give
It,
them your energy too. You have to
yep,
give them your energy.
you
Like,
got to give it to them because they feed off of that. They
mhm.
feed off your energy. They feed off your participation.
Yep.
It's show. That's what show business is all about.
Yeah, and it's just like going through the houses. If you are enjoying yourself and don't be afraid when you get scared to scream. The actors feed off of that. Like they're gonna continue to give you that show. So, hey man, Circus of Decay, even just by looking at the artwork, this is gonna be really dope. And I can't wait to
Yeah.
film and kind of talk about this after we go to the event and see where we are with both shows.
Hmm.
So Nightmare Fuel's returning. In case you didn't know, the Fuel Girls are back. They have been holding it in for a long time. It's out there. They're here. They're gonna be at the event. Make sure to take time out of your night to go take in that show
Please do.
and really just be in there and let it take you. You know what I'm saying? Because it is that cool of a show. It really is. It's dope. And
Yeah.
so now we can shift a little bit. We can shift a little bit. Now, this is probably one of, if not the biggest, like, I'm not going to call it a cliffhanger or a joke because HHN is not started yet and Universal will mess around and drop something on you the night before the event starts. They will do
Hmm.
that. The way that they announced that Five Nights at Freddy would be at the events, it would be there. And it would be there in a completely different way. Your way. And then they just leave us hanging for months.
Yeah.
And then they come back and all they do is drop a regular house announcement. This is going to be another house. It's going to be another IP. Craig, my question to you is that what's happening or is there something else we need to keep our eye open for? Because that wording is just, I don't know, it's too different for them to just drop a house and that's it.
Now let me tell you what I think about that. So what they said before, I think that's true. I think it's just going to be in a whole new way. It's just not, but it's not, but in a whole new way, it's going to be at the house in particular. They're going to do stuff that they haven't done before. They're going to, they're going to pull stuff out of the hat, some new technology, some new tactics, some new things. I still think what they said before, the same saying goes now, because um, if you can remember a few years ago in Hollywood, they had that exhibit, all them costumes from the Jim Henson Company,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
so I think what's going to happen here is that it's not going to be like like a typical normal house. I think it's just going to be like it's going to be a house, yes, but it's going to be an overall experience because um like they say in the description, like the characters are gonna be like hounding you and chasing you. And so those costumes, I think the way that they're gonna pull this off is gonna be like they said in a brand new way. And I'm just excited to see how they're gonna do it. Like it kind of reminds me of how they did of how they went about the puppetry in A Quiet Place last year
Yeah.
Um, like how they're gonna pull it off. I'm just excited about how they're gonna pull it off. I know the house is gonna be a banger, of course, because it's Five
Of
Nights at
course.
Freddy's. This
Right.
is, this was the worst kept secret in the business. So,
It was so bad.
um, and this is what people have been asking for years, for
Yeah.
years,
Multiple years
and
people have been asking. Yeah.
I think that they're just gonna do something that just blows our expectations out of the water. They're gonna exceed them and then some. But I
No,
mean,
you
what's your
just
thoughts?
well, you just said something that made me think in a completely different way about this property as a house. And what you said was that it kind of reminds you of the rollout that we got with A Quiet Place. And what I think, because I feel that actually these are two properties that are very comparable in terms of the house itself, right?
Yeah.
In A Quiet Place, you have to essentially stay quiet so that the monsters don't attack you because they feed off of vocals. When you
Hmm.
play the Five Nights at Freddy's game, you are the security guard in the control room flipping all of the different cameras. And when you
Hmm.
flip the different cameras, they catch you in one, and that's how you die, right? So to me, that's kind of like that same property. What I said in an earlier episode was that this would be something on the lines of sure, it's a house, but we are going to be the security guard and we are going to be flipping cameras, going in different rooms. Are they going to be in here? Or are they not going to be in here? Is it going to be quiet? Is where my mind is going. Is this going to be the arcade after dark, or is this going to be the arcade while it's open and there's a lot of chaos going on? Like I don't know which way that it's going to go, but I do feel that if they did it with that same kind of a mentality that they have with the Quiet Place, that this could be even better than what people are expecting. I think detail wise, this house is going to blow it out of the water. Detail
Yeah.
wise, that's what I'm excited for with FNAF is the detail, and I hope that they sell like some '80s style, like real greasy ass arcade pizza. Like I'm really hoping that we get that, but
That would be on paper. That would be on par with it.
dude,
You know.
it would. So for me, and also we know that this isn't in a tent, this is in a sound stage. So with that
And you and you
alone,
and you know what
know
they
how
say
we
about
feel about
houses
a
in a
good.
sound
Hey,
stage.
we
You
feel
know how
about a
we
good
you
sound
know how we feel
stage.
on this podcast about soundstage houses. You know how y'all know
We
how we feel about that.
we are team soundstage all day long, all day long.
Hmm.
So I'm definitely I'm feeling good about this, man. I do feel like we still have a few weeks until the event starts. So I feel like we could definitely hear something,
Hmm.
but maybe not. Maybe this is just a house and they just wanted to give us a really big thrill or a big cliffhanger, and that's what they were successful at doing. So we'll just kind of see what ends up
Like I
happening.
feel
Nice.
I feel like this. I feel like this house. Um, I feel like they're just gonna do something very unexpected, even when you think you don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm just excited. Again, I'm just excited about how they're gonna pull this off. I'm pumped up, man.
Right. Right. Exactly. Like it makes total sense, dude. I think this is gonna be pretty interesting, and the merch is fire for this
Yeah.
house. The merch is fire.
Um.
If you haven't seen that T-shirt, I don't have any pictures queued up right now, but if you haven't seen that T-shirt and especially the hat, I'm definitely getting the hat if nothing else. I'm really
Yes.
hoping that I like to collect the lanyards too, so I hope that maybe there'll be a lanyard there because
This
I'm
merch
coming
this year
home.
will see
I'm
me
coming home with a lot of
go.
shit. Okay, I'm coming home with a lot of shit.
For real, for real. If you want to be for real, we coming home with a lot of stuff.
We
Right?
coming home with like no money, but it's cool though. It's cool.
I might have. We might have to slide to the to the UPS store so I can ship my stuff home.
Right. Let me ship it. I can't take it through the airport. I can't take it through security, bro. And then
Man, I'm telling you.
let's continue this trend, man. This is one that this rocked the scene this summer when this got announced, and we all knew it was coming. Worst kept secret in the business. Man,
No.
Art the Clown Terrifier is here. Terrifier will be at Halloween Horror Nights, Hollywood and Orlando. Bi-coastal IP, probably the biggest shit going for the event this summer. Craig,
What you think? What you think? Get your thoughts out.
Oh,
Terrifying, man.
I'm excited.
We made it.
Right. We here.
You feel?
Dude, look, I'm excited. I'm very excited. I am scared that this has the potential to kind of ride that slippery slope between Terrifier and the Comedy House. And
Makes sense.
And because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not, me, I'm not trying to lie about anything. I am not the biggest like Terrifier cult person. I love it as a movie. It's some of the most gruesome stuff you can watch. And Damien Leone has built a true like hard hitting horror franchise that'll be, being talked about for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But as for the for the house itself, I will feel so bad for everybody if all of these tweets and rumors about this is the goriest house HHN has ever done, this is the scariest house HHN has ever done, if they fuck around and we come to the event and this is the Comedy House, I feel so bad for everybody that was excited for this. I do. Because everybody was so amped up for Chucky, and then we went and everybody, dude, you remember how Twitter was going stupid opening night, and everybody was like, Chucky was, dang, I don't know.
It was like a wet fart.
Dude, no, for
real. That happened.
Right, so that was it. Like that, I don't know. I'm not trying to hate on it at all. I'm very excited about it because I want to see what this is going to look like. This detail, the environment. That's what HHN is known for, is creating environments. But I'm just scared that this has. I'm not saying that it will be, because I don't want it to be scary and then people come back and be like, "Well, Nixie, you said it was going to be this, and it was actually." I'm not saying that. I'm saying, I hope that it is as scary as what the franchise presents on the screen. And I don't hope, for y'all's sake, the people that really love Art the Clown, that this ends up being a Comedy House. Because if that happens, then they just didn't even do the franchise justice, dude. This is some of the scariest stuff going in horror. It needs to follow that, that vibe. But What do you think, Craig?
Now, to get to that comment about it being a comedy house, there is some level of concern there, because again, there is no Comedy House this year. There is none. There's no Goblin's Feast. There's no Bugs Eaten Alive. There's no Beetlejuice. There's no comedy this year. Right. So I'm afraid. I am a tad bit scared. Like you said, that thought at the back of my head, like, at the same time as Terrifier being scary, it's also comedic, dark humor. So,
and you see how Art the Clown moves, his mannerisms and everything like that.
Right. It's not like he's like a scary, like, he's not like a Jason, or he's not like a Freddy Krueger. He's not like a Michael Myers. He's like a dark, he's like more on the dark humor, he's on more the dark humor vibe.
Right.
And so there is a level of concern there. I'm not even going to lie, because it's like, now, if all the houses being a potential Comedy House, this is the one. But
Yeah.
at the same time, you can't you from what I've seen, from the tweets I've seen, and from what I've heard, this house has to be the potential to be an all timer. And the
It
fact
does
that
have the
you
potential.
and
It
the
does.
fact that there is gonna be a part, an ending where you have to choose a wet side and a dry side. That just tells me that it's gonna like I've been seeing that you might have to bring up that there's gonna be free ponchos available at the beginning of the house. Like this is so crazy. Like
And yeah.
there has not been any house like that. Like
No, this has never
there might have
happened.
been a couple parts where he's been sprayed, but they
Yeah.
got it. They got
Yeah.
it. And
No, and
but I do feel like Damian Leone and the team, along with HHN, along with the HHN crew, I think they work hand in hand to they're going to truly deliver us a really amazing experience. But again, it might be a comedy house, but I think this is gonna be good comedy. It's gonna
yes.
be. I think this is gonna be one of the redemption stories that they're gonna tell in terms of, hey, I know the comedy houses in the past ain't really been good, but this one this year, like this terrified, like no one's even really no one's really like at the forefront of their mind. They're not even thinking about it being a comedy house, like an outright comedy house. Like Goblin's Feast last year, that was a comedy house. You could tell it was like because
Yeah.
it took itself so unseriously.
Yeah.
So, but Terrifier is gonna sense of unseriousness, but a more foreboding sense of terror. And so that's what's making me more excited as the days go
Yeah.
by. Cause
Yeah. No, I mean,
Terrifier has a huge cult following. I'm not part of that cult following, but I want to see what the hype is. I know I
and
got to do
they
I know
will.
I got to do my homework and watch all three Terrifier movies, if I'm not mistaken, or two,
Yeah. Three. Three.
three. I gotta watch
Three.
all three.
Yeah.
So I just know
And you know the Terrifier cult will be in the building. They will
they
be
will
there
be there.
every night.
They will be there every
And
single night.
with that being said, go get an express pass. Don't even play around like that. Not with that house.
When
Go
I tell you that house is that's gonna be one of the houses that has the longest wait time. I'm telling
120
you,
minutes. 120
easy,
minutes. Easy. Easy.
easy, and that's every
Yeah.
night, every night.
And that's every night. Yeah. So we will be app watching. And if it hits like 75, 80 minutes, Terrifier.
We are there. We are there. you know.
Now, Craig, this next one, I'm gonna let you take it because I'm gonna learn from you tonight on your thoughts about this man. This is one that had been rumored. I feel like this has been rumored the entire year almost, like
Yep.
throughout all the spec season, fairly early. And that is the horrors of YS6. Craig, where are you at on this? Because I feel like this is kind of like some groundbreaking shit. It's like two different genres really like collabing and really coming together and creating some dope shit. It's like, where are you at with this? What and tell me what this is. Give me the lore about who is why is this? I don't watch wrestling, so like I really need to be brought up on what it is.
So, for those of you who do not know, um, WWE professional wrestling promotion been around for 70 years. Um, and they're truly the pioneer of pro wrestling. And this has not been the first collaboration between WWE and Halloween Horror Nights. As you guys may have or may have not known, back in 2001, The Undertaker and HHN had a house. The Undertaker had
Yeah,
a
they
house at
did
HHN in Hollywood, though. It was
in
just a Hollywood
Hollywood. Yeah,
exclusive. And so this is the first time that there will be a bi-coastal WWE house based on the Wyatt Six. Now, let me tell you who the Wyatt Six are. The Wyatt Six is the brainchild of Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt. God rest his soul. He was an amazing storyteller, a very great wrestler. He was he was first a Bayou cult leader, and then he became the Fiend, and then he ultimately um, came back for his third run as truly himself fighting his inner demons, and so um, when he abruptly passed in um, 2023, um, there was like one last project of his, and it involved his character Uncle Howdy, who
Okay.
is the center of it all with the Wyatt Six. And basically, the Wyatt Six, um, by the way, Uncle Howdy is played by his younger brother, um, by his younger brother, Bo Dallas, um, Taylor Rotunda.
Hmm.
Um, and and so from what comes with that is here's Uncle Howdy, and then here's his minions that are life size versions of the Fiend's Firefly Funhouse characters, which is Abby the Witch, Huskus the Pig, Rambling Rabbit, and I forgot the other one. Um, and I forgot the other one. It'll come to me. But oh, Mercy the Buzzard. That's the other one.
Okay.
Okay, and so they're all the Wyatt Six, and so they have basically uh they basically wreak havoc amongst WWE, specifically Friday Night SmackDown, because that's where they are.
Right.
And I'm gonna give you guys a little story. Before Bray's passing, uh, him and the head of uh, HHN Creative in Orlando, Bray contacted him about his name is Michael, I think, and he contacted Michael about, hey, I love HHN, I have these ideas, get a house going. He'd be like, hey, I hear you. Let's, um, I'll get back with you. I'll get back with you on that. It's kind of like how Race 3 New York starring Jimmy Fallon started when
Right.
Jimmy emailed Mark Woodbury about his own attraction. He said, I don't know. But it
Right.
ended up coming to pass. So fast forward into um, by the way, most of the a good chunk of the HHN team are WWE fans and wrestling fans.
So that kind of
They
that
that kind of like,
inspiration was already there.
yeah, the inspiration was already there. They were both clicking on cylinders. So um so fast forward, the Fiend character, they talk more about it. Um, Bray's untimely passing comes to pass, and now Michael's mind is like, hey, we need to, you know, they were talking about this house before Bray's passing, and so when he passed, it's almost like the ball was like really setting the overdrive, because it's like he really wanted Bray to see this house, and unfortunately he's not here to see it. But you know, um, that's when the talks came into overdrive. That's when HHN's people and WWE's people started sharing ideas, went back and forth. Uh, Taylor Rotunda um, got his ear into the conversation. So did Bray's creative guy. Um, who shared ideas with him as well, and that's where all of this stems from. There's going to be new technology. There's new masks made from Bray's uh, from his um, from one of his producer guys who um, who makes and molds the masks, new
Yeah, that's
costumes
gonna
with
be dope.
new media, new the band Code Orange that
Oh
did
yeah,
his
Code
theme.
Orange.
The band that did his theme, they're doing a whole new mix of the song, whole new version of the song for the house specifically.
Right.
You know, and then of course, the monster that is WWE, they're gonna have their hand into it. I feel like this house is gonna have one of the biggest budgets, and you know, even if you're not a wrestling fan and you just find out the lore of the Wyatt Six or whatever, and there's gonna be some tributes toward Bray Wyatt. There's gonna be uh, some some WWE Easter eggs. If you are a wrestling fan, you're gonna see some Easter eggs. So I'm excited for that. But even if you're not a wrestling fan, I'm just so excited for people to know more, to want to know more, and to dive into the history because me being a big wrestling fan myself, and a WWE fan, I'm like, oh man, this is like once it got announced, I was like, man, I was excited the whole day. I was like, now I'm excited for everything else, of course, but this announcement,
Well, yeah, and like you're
yeah,
right, and you're passionate about wrestling. So what you're
yeah,
and also what you're saying is that this property has the potential to not only I see it two ways. This is going to bring more wrestling fans to HHN,
exactly.
but it's also going to bring more HHN fans who don't know to wrestling. And so that's going to be a dope crossover to bring a
It's a
whole lot
win.
of
It's a
people in.
win-win, literally.
Literally everybody wins. Everybody wins. If it's successful, it opens the door for future collaborations, future ideas, and things like that. See, this is what it's all about. And I know the banner at the bottom just says that Horror Nights Orlando officially announced this, but this is a bi-coastal. This is at both parks. That is my fault. I didn't type that out right, but this is at both parks, right, Craig? Like this is a bi-coastal.
Yes, it is, and
All
this
right,
has
cool.
to be. This has the potential to be one of the best houses of the year. I am so excited. As you can see, I've not stopped smiling. I have not stopped
Yes.
smiling about this house. Like, like when I see something I love and I like, I'm telling you, I'm over the moon. I'm over the moon. That might be the first time I'm going. After we hit Terrifier, I'm going straight to the horrors of the YX6. I'm going straight
Six,
there
absolutely.
for real.
And once again, another house that the merch is solid, very
The
solid.
merch
So
is fire.
make sure you check all that stuff out because they're bringing it. Now, we got one more HHN house, and then we got something else we want to talk to y'all about tonight. Um, Also released a couple weeks ago. Let's take it out to Cali. Let's go out to Hollywood. That is Scarecrow with the music by Slash.
Take
I'm
it away,
fucking
Nick.
excited.
Take it
I'm
away.
fucking
Take it away.
excited. All right, man. Look, long story short, Scarecrow the Reaping is an extremely popular HHN original
Mm-hmm.
house.
It is.
This to me, Scarecrow the Reaping is one of those originals that really put the emphasis back on HHN originals. This house is a sequel to The Reaping. If you look at the artwork for any of you who listen to us, if you've been to Hollywood, especially if you went the year that Scarecrow the Reaping was there, then you will recognize those characters from that house. So they are back. This is a sequel. And Slash from Guns N' Roses, the guitarist that we all know and love, he will be curating the music for this house. So I already know the immersion is going to be there. That Midwestern, cornfield farm feel is going to be there. I have nothing, like no complaints. I'm excited about it. I really can't wait to see what they create with this. I'm kind of eyes wide open. I think they're doing it at a perfect time, especially with Scarecrow the Reaping now being permanently housed for as long as we know at Horror Unleashed in Vegas, which opens in a couple weeks.
I'm excited for Scarecrow. This is gonna be the first time that I'm going through a Scarecrow house. You know, considering the lore, considering what has been going on, um, Scarecrow. I know for a fact that Scarecrow the Reaping is one of those ones. It's literally one of the best originals that Universal has ever done.
Yeah,
So the fact that I'm able to go into uh, a Scarecrow house, knowing the lore, uh, knowing what I know, it's just gonna it's just gonna make the experience like way more epic because I
yeah,
know what's going on, and of course you got Slash making music. Come on,
yeah. You
can't
already
get no
know
better
that's
than
gonna
that.
hit, and I don't even have to be worried. They also announced specific food that's supposed to go along with this house. I think it was like a taco bar type of
Yeah,
situation. So that'll be very cool. So if you're going to Hollywood for Horror Nights, make sure you stop by Scarecrow, go through them more than once, go hit these, do any of these houses more than once. You got to. It's going to be a different run every time. That's how you really create your ranking. That's how you create your list. So make sure you do it more than
I
once.
know. I know for a fact that if this food bar is where the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one was, that would be wild.
Dude,
Cause
oh my
listen, y'all,
god.
them food options last year, I don't know
The
what they
Texas
was on.
Chainsaw in Hollywood. Dude, what was the one called? Grandpa's Porch Grinders.
The porch pounder. Oh man,
Dude, oh my god, the
I
Texas
don't know what
Chainsaw
they was
food options
thinking.
at Hollywood last year were out of pocket. Out
Out of
of pocket.
pocket, man.
Well, let's switch gears real quick before we close it out for tonight. We want to make sure that we're talking about all of these theme park events because we're going to all of them. We really
Yep.
want to show love to all of them. And we're just going to hit on this real quick. We'll probably do an episode in regards to this event in full so we can really talk about it and give it the credit that it also deserves. Let's take it across I-4 to SeaWorld Orlando and let's talk about Howl-O-Scream.
Oh yeah.
Howl-O-Scream Orlando announces four houses. We have the Widow's Nest, the Rave Yard, the Collector's Curse, and Farm 51. Now I read the bios about these houses a little earlier while I was doing my research, and I'm very excited for a couple on here. The Widow's Nest and Farm 51. Farm 51 definitely seems like this is going to be some sort of an alien type of situation. The Widow's Nest, uh, that's going to be just more like an arachnid kind of spider kind of thing. But if you think about literally what we dealt um, with Knott's Berry or Not Scary Farm last year, the Widow's house,
Mm.
it was all like spider esque and things like that. So I'm very excited, man. I'm
That's
excited.
what this reminded me of, though, for real.
Exactly. Well, I feel like Howl-O-Scream definitely got inspiration from Not Scary Farm, which all these events pay attention to each other. Like, I'm sure there was some inspiration taken to create the Widow's Nest. Probably a different backstory, but what do you think about these, man? I'm excited. The Collector's Curse, I think, is the one where the promo is kind of like a train that's going really fast down the tracks or whatever, and they're trying to
Yeah.
ensue something there.
Um. So, like you said, Widow's Nest, that took, I'm feeling like that's taking inspiration from the Widow's house last year at Not Scary Farm. Um, the Graveyard, maybe. Um, maybe a party in the cornfields, maybe type vibe.
Something.
Um, something like that. Now, Farm 51, I'm getting like a Area 51 like alien attack on a farm, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and then like Collector's Curse with the train conductor or whatever. But I'm these are pretty solid. I'm really excited
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
Howl-O-Scream. This is the first Howl-O-Scream that we're gonna do. So
Yeah. No, we're going back. We're gonna go to HHN the first weekend of September, and then 2 weeks later we're gonna come back down, do some more HHN, hit Howl-O-Scream, go
indeed, indeed,
home, rest for a minute, and take this shit right out to Hollywood and go to HHN Hollywood and Not Scary Farm. That's the
we hitting the
itinerary.
ground running.
And we hitting
We
the
hitting the
ground
ground
running, and
running,
that's what
man.
we doing. That's what we
Yeah.
doing. And since we're talking about Howl-O-Scream, we got to go south just about an hour and a half, southwest, whatever it is out there. Howl-O-Scream Busch Gardens has also announced 4 houses, and we have Stranglewood Estate, Shadows of Wonderland, D.H. Bagham's Circus of Fear, and Raven's Mill, The Blood Harvest. I have not read the backstories on any of these, but from the artwork and what I've seen, we're looking at very like the Blood Harvest kind of gives me Jeepers Creepers type vibes. Circus of
Okay.
Fear, I mean circus. So I'm gonna guess that that's gonna be clown vibe more
Right.
than likely, jester
Uh-huh.
something. But
Yeah.
these first two, Stranglewood Estate and Shadows of Wonderland, I don't know much. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do our research about it and learn more about the lore and really come back and do an episode regarding this event because Howl-O-Scream, hear us when we say like Howl-O-Scream is not to be played with. It is definitely a good event. All of them are
Yeah.
that, not scary farm. Like they're good events.
I'm excited. Color me
Yeah.
excited, man. Like, this is we've talked about doing Howl-O-Scream for a while. Now we get to bring it to fruition and all the stuff that they have announced so far,
It looks
solid.
good.
It
It
looks
looks
good. It
good.
looks solid.
And so definitely stay tuned because what we want to do with Dead Man's Mic, we are definitely, like we say, we are a Halloween Horror Nights podcast, but we really want to dive into that Howl-O-Scream world. We want to dive into the Not Scary Farm world, the Dark Nights at Kings Island, and, all these different parks. We really want to talk about all of those events here. We want it to be like a one-stop shop. Y'all can really come and find out information about all these different events here on this platform. This is really what we want to do. So before we close it out, there's one other thing that we got to talk about because Dead Man's Mic is now a part of the Screen team, the
Indeed,
Good
indeed.
Screen team, man. I'm very excited to say this on this channel because there's a lot of work that has gone into it and a lot of work that's still going into it. But GhouliCon, the con that we are now behind in producing, we have now announced St. Louis expansion. It will be taking place here in St. Louis, Missouri on March 21st, 2026. Tickets will be on sale soon. We're going to run the HHN panel back. We're already talking to some people. So make sure you stay tuned for those announcements. Make sure you follow GhouliCon at GhouliCon on all platforms. This is a horror convention that is geared toward horror content creators in the community that really put in the work to keep horror afloat. This is not about the movie celebrities. This is about the cosplay, the panels, and the content creators with some sick vendors and sick sponsors. That's what we're doing. That's what we're trying to be. So
Yeah,
GhouliCon is the
man.
brand. We're a part of the Scream team, and make sure y'all buy a ticket. Come to St. Louis and hang out with us. It's going to be a weekend full of cool, horrifying events. It's
Oh
going to be
yeah.
so.
Excited, man.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. We're here. We're here, and we're glad that you all took the time to check us out and listen to this episode of Dead Man's Mic. We are a month out. We're gonna get a few more out before the start of the event. We're here, guys. Like this is HHN. Get
We
your
made
tickets,
it. We made it,
get your
man.
groups together. Go
We
listen
down
to
to the nitty
all
gritty.
Yeah, man. And I just want to encourage everybody to go listen to all the HHN podcasts out there.
Yeah.
Listen to us, but go listen to everybody. You can get a different perspective on things from everybody. You can get a different vibe from everybody, man. And everybody's putting in that work and really trying to push this event to a new high, man. And that's what we're doing. Nerding out about HHN, an event we all love. We're Dead Man's Mike Pod. Y'all can follow us on everything at Dead Man's Mike Pod. Um, keep rocking with us, man. We have a
Keep up with us,
lot.
man.
We have a lot on the way. A
Yes, we
lot on the
do.
way. So, Craig, you
Keep
got
keep keep
anything?
us updated. Keep we post all the time. Be sure to be on the page because we will be updated with every single thing. We will be right there.
Yep.
So we're gonna keep y'all posted on things all the time. Make sure y'all turn y'all post notifications on because I'm telling you, it's like it's real now.
Yeah.
It's real
No,
now.
this is
Where
it's real.
it's at the end of this month, HHN starts.
Yep.
So the ball going is rolling.
So get
It's in
locked in.
it's over. Yeah, get locked in because it's in overdrive
Locked in.
in the home stretch.
Yes. All right, man. Well, my name is Nick, and that's Craig. We are Dead Man's Mike Pod. Check us out, like we said. Follow us on all platforms. Shout us out. Tag us in the story. Let us know what you think about the episode. Our DMs are always open. Please come talk to us. We love to meet y'all, hang out with y'all, talk to everybody, and really create the Dead Man's Mike family. So we appreciate
Oh
y'all for
yeah,
listening, and we'll see y'all soon.
peace.